Good morning. Good morning. Good freaking morning. Good freaking morning. This is The Pipeline on DFWiRadio. Look, he laughing because I don't even know what I am right now. I'm speechless right now. We got I guess author of I Am Not My Mother, Ray, coming in. She a couple minutes behind. But T.Jones.
Yo.
Jay.
What's happening?
Bruh, what happened? What had happened?
I'm going to tell you like this, the West is back.
What had happened?
A lot.
The West wasn't going to go on anyway, but the West is a beast.
It's
right
a problem now.
Oh, my God. Look, if y'all don't know what we talking about, if you're not even fans of sports, you know who Kawhi Leonard is. You heard his laugh before.
Oh, that's called NBA champion.
NBA.
Kawhi Leonard.
Well, he was already NBA champion.
MVP. No,
He was already there.
This is current.
Okay, yeah. He just won the championship.
NBA MVP.
Look,
Kawhi Leonard.
Look, you done heard his laugh before because you at least heard that. The man is a Clipper now. But that ain't the news, though.
Man, the unforeseen happened, bro.
Who's seen Paul George going?
Nobody. Nobody. But you know, I was reading the article.
We love you too, Candy.
And they said that what was going on was that the Clippers feared that Kawhi was going to go to the Lakers, and then you would have had a dynasty on your hands. You would have, okay? And they said that
What up, bro?
Once KD whiffed on him, he told the Clippers, I need another superstar. He didn't say I need another superstar.
CB, what up, brother?
He didn't say I need another superstar. I'm going to the Lakers, but they kind of put two and two together. Like, I need another superstar. Paul George, wow, didn't see that,
Bruh.
Didn't see that. And
that was what happened when they had the earthquake.
And there was rumors of discontent between him and Russell Westbrook. But what's new? What else is new?
What does that say about Westbrook?
It says he's like
what does that say about Westbrook?
He's like a scoring
What does
wife.
that say about Westbrook, bro?
It's like what it says about Kyrie.
Exactly.
Sometimes people just don't like
I mean,
people.
KD just followed Kyrie, though, so.
But the two, but what I call them earlier, the two broads, they both, they're selfish. They're sensitive. This is how they handle the media. They belong together. They belong together.
It's the Chris Paul effect.
There you go.
Man, I don't know what to say.
I'm happy.
I'm happy too because you know
happy.
what? It makes the.
Now
I think after we had the playoffs this year where you didn't have any LeBron.
Yeah.
Shout out to LeBron anyway. But if you didn't have any LeBron, and it made the league like we saw what the league could be when it's balanced.
It's gonna look very good on the West at least. The East is more balanced too. I give that up, you know. But to see the Clippers and the Lakers play now,
the East, I think the following year once KD get back, the East will be very.
It's gonna be yeah.
But right now, the West. Oh my God,
this is crazy.
And we just went from seeing. I think we literally just. Toronto. Oh yeah. Toronto did try to. They tried to trade Westbrook
Siakam
and PG for Siakam.
Yeah, and if I was Toronto, I would have been like, nope.
Siakam nice.
Is as hell. I would have
Siakam
traded
is
him.
the truth.
That's your future.
Siakam is the truth.
I'm not finna trade my future for an aging point guard. Well, you know, and I'm talking about PG. I'll keep him, but I wouldn't want.
You know what? And we don't have enough people. That's why I can't. It's hard for me to talk basketball with certain people because if you sit and actually watch the game. If you pay attention to how they play defense, Westbrook numbers are given to him in the sense of it's a scheme.
Yeah.
If next time or even go back and watch some of the games last year. Watch how they box out. Watch how they do a lot of different things. It's geared towards Westbrook getting his numbers.
It's catered to him.
That's just facts, bro.
KD is gone, correct? There you go. He's out of there.
Shout out to the young boy Zion and RJ played last night too.
Yeah.
Woo, that was good. You know what? What did y'all think about Zion? Because I'm gonna go in real quick.
I think at some point he needs to lean out a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he looked heavy.
He got to lean out.
He looked heavy.
He needs to develop a jumper because what he was doing against them kids yesterday,
he still couldn't get that shot off.
It's not gonna fly in the NBA, and that was summer league.
This is what I'm saying.
So imagine when he's in there against the big boys.
Conference finals will be in LA. That is facts, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Woo, that is facts, bro.
Hey, are we forgetting?
Do you know how much that tickets will be?
Have we forgot about Golden State? Are we just writing them off?
I'm writing them off right now because guess what? as nice as they
'Cause
are on
Clay is
offense,
not
they
in.
don't have any defense right
Yeah,
now.
well, and Clay's out for the
Clay out.
Yeah.
I like the pick up with D'Angelo Russell because you can keep him or you can flip him.
Yeah.
So I love that pick. I love that pickup, but they don't have enough defense. D'Angelo don't play no damn defense.
Not at all.
Nah. So it's crazy because they went from number one in the West probably to about number 6.
4 or 5.
I see them at 6.
And guess what?
They ain't beating Portland right now.
With the team that they got, you're right.
They ain't beating Portland
And
right
guess
now.
what? I don't think anybody's mad about that except for Golden State.
I don't think Golden State. I think they need a year off, bro.
They burnt out. They
They tired, man.
They tired.
What you think about Zion, bro?
I like him. I think he looks good. He's got a lot of
What up,
potential.
Coin?
You know what I'm saying? But like you said, he's got to lean out.
Yeah.
He's got to put that work in. A lot of work in this offseason.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because like you said, he's playing he came off of playing against kids, man.
I think RJ looked more impressive because you know what I mean. I
Because
think
RJ's game is more
his
suited
game,
for the NBA.
his game is way
He's
more
suited.
mature.
And scouts were saying, hey, no disrespect to Zion, but RJ Barrett is your star.
real,
He's more
bro.
NBA ready.
He did one move and he missed a shot. He gave him a cross and a step back. That was a 4 year. That was a 4 year. Been in the league 4 years and you picked up that move. And he looked comfortable. His jumpers just need work. He got
And
bruh.
that'll come. That'll come.
RJ looked
He
nice,
has less
man.
work. He has less tooling than Zion Williamson. He has less work to do.
Zion got a lot of
A
work
lot
to
of
do.
work. See, people, they're looking at his brute strength and all that, but see, that's in the college level, though.
But what they have around him, I think it's gonna be cool though.
He should be
Because
all
he
right,
should be. They should be able to give the fans
They're
what
going to
they
set
want
him up
anyway.
for success. He'll be okay.
Man, we got Ray coming in again. She's the author of "I Am Not My Mother." I'm excited to have this conversation with her. She is on her way. One more thing I want to talk about. Your boy Charlo last week. That is
like
the best fight I've ever seen him fight.
Trash.
That was the best. You think he was
He
trash?
didn't look good.
Tell me why.
Bro, I'm looking at his form. I'm looking at how much energy he's exerting trying to knock this shorter.
But he didn't. But he didn't get a. He got outside himself one round to me.
He's not going to beat Canelo.
I don't know, man.
And he's not going to beat. I don't even see him beating Triple G, bro. I'm just being honest. He can't beat him. He can't beat Andrade. He can't beat Boo Boo.
This the reason why I say because I don't think he was going for the knockout.
He just didn't. I don't
But
know, man.
this was the first fight where he had his hands up the whole fight.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't seem rushed. He didn't get outside of himself.
Mm-hmm.
And to beat a Triple G, to beat a Canelo, you
gotta-
have to
gotta
go.
go to war.
I need to see you go to distance and
Yeah.
do that. That's the same thing
Yeah.
they said about Spence.
Yeah.
Spence wasn't trying to knock out Mikey.
And I
he
get
could
so,
have.
I get so tired of them saying he couldn't knock him out. He said he showed you a side of him that you never saw before. I'm gonna beat you up for 12 rounds. Knocking you out, that's the easy part. I'm gonna abuse you for 12 rounds. So now,
Man, Crawford ain't smoke. Yeah, somebody said he
stop
look,
it.
look.
Hey, you tell him stop it. I
Yeah,
don't wanna hear
Crawford's
that.
not. First of all, Spence finna get into Porter ass.
Yeah,
Cause Porter asking for it, bro.
he is.
Porter is asking for it, and I can't wait till September. Ooh, I can't wait till September.
Yeah.
But nah, Crawford.
I'll tell you the problem with Crawford. Crawford, he takes too many punches.
Yes.
And when I watched the Gamboa in the 5th round wobble him, even Spence called him out on it. Nigga.
Yeah.
Bud did this. I said, if that's Spence, you're asleep.
You done.
He leaves himself way too open. All he's gonna do when he fights Smith is backpedaling. He's gonna box off his back foot.
People don't understand. When it comes to
And I love Crawford. I mean, that's one of my favorite boxers, no doubt. He's one of my top 2, 3.
he agreed. He said Charlo looked good against Brandon Adams. Brandon Adams is a good fighter. I've never seen dude.
Me neither though.
Dude can fight, bro.
I see.
Now that wild ass punching he was doing, he got lucky on some of them goddamn punches, man.
But my thing is, Charlo's defense, bro. He was taking a lot of licks. If those are Canelo licks,
Not
bro.
really, though.
If those are Canelo licks,
But
did he not lose his last fight to Korobov? The white
He
boy.
did.
Thank you. Okay.
But why though?
Thank you.
But why though?
We're gonna say because his
of
brother
them
lost
hands.
and his
No, I'm
middle-
not saying
Okay,
that
cool.
because that's why I say if you look at that last fight compared to this fight,
Right.
he had his hands up. This was just a different dude. He
It
fought.
was.
This
It
was a different
it was
dude.
unexpected.
Because even when I went to bed and I went to go replay, I was like, this shit went the distance. I had to look at the whole fight and I was like, this wasn't no normal fighter, bro.
It wasn't.
The way he was ducking and moving,
But
like
guess
it's
who-
hard to
guess who-
hit,
guess who was his
dude.
trainer though. Freddie Roach was Brandon Adams' trainer.
That's what I'm saying.
So
So you. This was a good fight for Charlo, bro.
I always put Charlo over his brother. I always put Jamal over Jamel. as far as his strength and conditioning stuff.
He bigger.
Jamel's problem is impatience. He's always going for the one punch. I always had Jamal as the better all-around
I think they're
fighter.
growing into themselves though.
They better come on because Boo Boo is around the corner. Andrade, that's a big boy.
Man,
And he keeps calling out Charlo, and I'm willing to bet my man Treetop on that fight if we want to go there. I
Man,
don't see
look.
Charlo beating him, man.
Man, look.
I don't see it.
Man, I got it. Look, this fight here it encouraged me, bro.
Jamal has not looked good his last. I mean, I see what you're saying now with this one. He just hasn't looked just like I'm used to him looking. Maybe I got spoiled with all of my
but you gotta
I got
understand
spoiled with
he was big for that last division he was in.
Yeah, he was.
Now he in the same size as people, so that knockout power.
That's what it is. Okay, that's
That
what
knockout
it is.
power is not gonna be the same. You gotta
Okay.
outbox
So I
these
was wondering, I
cats.
said, why is this dude so huge? Makes sense now. Gotcha.
Like Boo said, he said Boo just had a snooze fest. Look,
Boo Boo gonna knock Charlo out though.
bro,
Put some money on it.
but think about the middleweight. You don't have a lot of knockouts in the middleweight like
Really
that.
don't.
It's
Really
outboxing. You gotta outbox these
Yeah,
cats.
you gotta wear them down with some big boys.
Like Spence division, you gonna see a lot of knockouts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Nah, man, it ain't the same.
Quick
bro.
question though. What do you think about Mikey Garcia, Danny Garcia?
I don't like Danny Garcia.
I don't either, but I'm
He's
just
trash
asking
to
what,
me.
what do you
I
think?
Mikey gonna beat the brakes off that boy.
Think so?
Yeah, man.
Coming off that
Danny
pummeling he
trash,
took?
bro. I don't like Danny, man. Danny
Hey,
calling out
you be
Spence,
knocking
bro.
him out with his eyes closed.
Yeah, man. I don't like Danny, dog. Nah, man.
And that's why I try to tell people, go and let Spence clean the division out first. Set up him and Crawford to unify all the titles.
They not letting them.
That's Aram though, bro.
They ain't letting them,
Aram
man.
ain't trying to let your boy Crawford get in that ring, man.
Bro, Spence is the boogeyman for
The
real,
boogeyman.
Hey, he say he ain't knocked nobody out in a long time.
Who's that?
Boo Boo.
You're gonna see, like what you just said though. It is a tough division.
It's that's when you go talking about bigger cats, they got stronger chins. Like
and J Rock looked good in his fight against your boy Swift.
yeah, because I mean, think about it. Think how many uppercuts did Adams get hit with last shot? Like you put that in against anybody else in lower division, they would have been night. Fifth round.
That shows a lot of Brandon Adams though.
Dude is nice,
Kid
bro.
is stout.
Look, and he going to the 154. Shh.
That's gonna be interesting. I'm not mad at Brandon Adams by any means. I was impressed.
Nah, I was impressed, bro.
I thought you was gonna be asleep by round 5 or 6.
Nah, I was impressed, bro. I was impressed.
Yeah.
Man, shout out to the man, we did a Dallas Peace Ride last week. Shout out to Shaheed, man. He's the head of the Dallas ministry for the Muslims, man. He put it together. You know, LA been doing it for a while. Right. The Peace Rides out there, and it's dropped. You know, it's helped drop crime considerably. Because me and you talk about it all the time. I'm not big into protesting. Yeah. I'm not big into protesting for Danny. What up, bro? For a simple fact, what does it do? But you know, when he told me about this, you know, I think he put it together in like 2 or 3 weeks. I'm talking about police escorts. That's crazy. But he, you know, he got that front. He got that behind him. He got that coalition behind him. But you know what I mean. The thing I don't like about protests is, are you getting results? And to bring that peace ride down here, where we've seen it's giving you crime has dropped 40%. You know what I mean? Even though what may have happened in Nip, you know, I think that's still rest in peace. But I think it was, I think it's one of them diamonds in the rough type of moments where you're not gonna see it until a couple years, and you start seeing all the business owners or different things that branch off from that just that one incident. But last weekend was beautiful, bro. Like, man, it was bike clubs out there. It was.
Did any news stations cover it?
Nah, you know they did.
But
You know they did.
Let there have been a shooting though.
You know
Let
they
there have
did.
been some fighting.
You know they did. And to have all that police escort, bro. When I say we were going down, we was on damn, what were we on? I forget the name of the street. But you had Buckner shut down. You had all the major streets in the Grove shut down where, like, bro, it was powerful. And we're doing it once a month.
Oh, once a month.
Once a month. Only thing I want to see, and I definitely want to see more artists out there, and I'm going to definitely try to get more artists involved in that. I personally had to go see what it was going to be about, and I was impressed, man. So shout out to Shaheed, man. That was definitely dope, man.
Yeah, I want to know next time they're doing that.
Yeah. It's gonna be monthly, bro. Okay. It's gonna be monthly, man. Okay. Like I said, it was powerful.
I feel what you were saying though about protests, man. It's like I don't mind protests unless it's not only just protests.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because like A peace ride, that's not necessarily a protest.
Right.
That's more of a show of unity.
Yeah.
And that to me is more powerful than a protest.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But if you're gonna protest, cool. What's your next step?
Yeah.
What's your action behind that protest?
Yeah.
You know, who are you calling out? Who you holding accountable?
Right.
If all you're doing is just going out saying, we mad about this, fix it. And you go back home, you ain't doing shit.
And it goes to shout out to the homie Stone, man. Dope lawyer in Dallas, man. It goes back to my thing about us being in politics.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what can we demand? What can we make a demand on and stand by it?
You can't demand nothing until you put your money on it.
Even
Because when you have the money behind a candidate and you have a large delegation that puts them in power, you have control or more control to hold them accountable.
Hold them accountable.
But if all you have is just your vote don't really count for
But even deeper than that, and this is the example I was making to someone. Look at the Jews.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the Asians.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see them going out in numbers and voting?
Voting in numbers, you probably don't see it,
Now,
but they vote with their pockets.
exactly. I'm glad you say that. They
Which
control the
is
economy.
why you have whole apartment complexes that'll have like just straight Indians in there, where you have one person that'll speak for all the families.
Mm-hmm.
Say, hey, we need this fixed. If you don't, we all leaving.
Mm-hmm.
Everything.
They control the economy. That money runs through their community,
Mm-hmm.
and that's my thing about protesting. That's my thing about politics.
Mm-hmm.
It go hand in hand. If you think about it, protesting is a branch of politics.
Of course,
You make
it's
demands.
it's grassroots politics.
We want this now. We want this done right now.
That's
How-
the vote before the vote, basically.
Yeah. How in the hell can you demand something when if they shut down or if you say, well, if you don't give us this, we gonna stop doing that. Well, how you gonna replace that?
Mm-hmm.
How the hell you gonna replace what you say you gonna stop using? Because you can't.
Right.
You still need that commodity. You still need that everyday that need.
Right. Because like going back to the to our Indian brothers, they could say, oh, Walmart offended us, so we not dealing with Walmart.
They got all them guys.
They got all their stores. The Asians, the Europeans, they got all their stores,
Yeah.
man. Where are ours?
Well, yeah. Do we have places where we can shop? And that's my thing about protests. Like, and I'm glad you made that distinction between peace riding and
Protest.
and out, straight out just one spot protest.
Right.
You know what I mean? What up, brother? Because it's a simple fact. You know what I mean? It does show unity.
Mm-hmm.
We moving around a whole radius.
Right.
We showing a whole radius because the next time that was the first one in Dallas.
Right.
So the next one, you start putting up signs with their movement.
Right.
You see everybody throwing up their fists. They're like, okay, what's going on?
Right.
You know what I mean? Start sprinkling in who got programs, who got this and that. And as much as I hate police, bro, why don't we see any? There may be some out there I have never heard of any. Why don't you see any like junior police type things?
Junior police?
Yeah, like mentor programs where they
I've heard of it existing, not here, but I've heard of that existing in some places before. But it's not something that's the most popular that you hear of. Like you got like junior firemen,
right.
you know. But yeah, I don't think you hear too much about junior police.
Because it just goes to how I feel about. Like, I just personally don't like police. I just really don't. But I may have a different feeling about them if I maybe knew one of them growing up. They grew up from around the neighborhood.
If you had junior police for kids in the neighborhood that showed them, hey, you can protect your neighborhood.
You protect your homie.
Exactly. So you get older and you're like, all right, cool. Now I understand law enforcement. I can do this. And now I grow up. All right, I still live here. I'm the police in this area.
Right.
Everybody's comfortable with me. Moms could call me. Hey, my son, I don't know where he at right now. If you see him, I don't know what's going on.
Lil Riri, all right, I gonna find him.
Exactly.
I already know where he be hanging out at.
If you got some guy from, let's say you live in DeSoto or Pleasant Grove, but the police officer is from Waxahachie, and he don't know he
gonna be nervous.
He don't know the dynamics of how that neighborhood works.
Right. He gonna be
He's
nervous
going
when he
in
having
there
that
nervous.
interaction.
So every time he come to your door, if he pull you over, hand on his hip, put your hands up, but turn your car. But don't reach for nothing.
Whereas if you had somebody, I knew somebody, you walking up to the car, Ray, boy, what you doing? You know your mama out here worried sick about you. What y'all doing? Or you walk up to a whole situation and hanging nothing. Now y'all know you ain't supposed to be out here.
Right.
Y'all know you ain't supposed to be out here. You ain't gonna have a situation where they coming out here already agitated or aggressive toward these youths, and you having more clashes.
And that even goes into if you have attorneys from the area,
which I love. I love the homies that I went to high school with. We got two brothers, and we I'm sure we have some more. But it's important to see those black men doing it. Man, they doing excellent work. Shout out to the homie Drew, man.
The attorneys,
yes,
Tight.
Dope attorney, man. He's steady getting people out. You know what I mean? Just cause it's crazy. I seen him made a post about just the justice system, and he was saying it's crazy how the DA make these cases and they don't necessarily have a case,
right?
And people so scared of the system, they just taking plea deals or just taking time, or they public defender ain't worth the damn.
Right, because the public defenders they'll have like 40 cases.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. And then when it comes to the DA, it's politics.
Yeah,
it's all politics. What's your conviction rate? That's like you walk in with the fear. It's like if somebody get ran down on by the feds. They're like, oh, they got a 99% conviction rate, but it's fluffed up numbers. They throwing in plea deals.
Ain't that the same as being how these cops is now? Because half of them don't know the law.
Of course not.
That's scary,
it's
bro.
Family lines, man.
That's scary, dog. just to be. I think she here. Just to be in a situation where you sitting here arguing down a police officer about a law that they shouldn't even know about. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, nah, man. And they nervous.
Right.
And they nervous. I don't know how many times I'd have been around.
Don't let them catch them when they scary and they on a power trip,
bruh.
And you talk back and you correct them. Shit,
bro. I don't know how many times I'd have been. I remember I got pulled over in Carrollton. Anybody know anything about Dallas, Texas? And you been in Carrollton, Texas?
Don't get pulled over.
Don't get pulled over, bro.
But if you got to get pulled over,
bro,
hey, don't be in Carrollton. Don't be in Farmers Branch.
Man, I get pulled over, and hey, T.Jones, can you walk outside and see? I think she said she here. I got pulled over out there, and I ain't gonna lie, I was smoking. That's the key word. It was gone. I had nothing else in the car. This is when I was like smoking in the car. I don't do that no more. You should ever do that. That's the dumbest thing. I had to realize that.
Word.
But, bro, I got pulled over. He was like, "Have you been smoking?" I said, "I was." But that was like hours ago, and not no more. And he was like, "Can you get out the car?" And he said, "Search the car." I'm gonna go ahead and search the car. So I get out, dude, about 5'3". You know, my big ass get out. I seen his eyes bulge. I was like, "Oh, goddamn, he's scared." Bro, that's the worst feeling in the world, to know you dealing with a cop who spooked. Mm-hmm. I don't want to deal with you, bro.
Right.
So when that other cop, her other cop, first, normally I'm scared when you see that second cop come. I was actually relieved to see that second cop come. It's like, cause your ass is scary.
Right.
So you are already nervous. If you pull me, if you feel like I'm any type of threat, you gonna pop my ass. Bro, they check my car. I'm talking about it's cold, it's raining. Mm-hmm. They check my car. Lady over there talking about, so why do you smoke weed? I don't know. Why are you a cop? Goddamn. Asking me dumb questions like shit. So, you know, she go and break it down. So, you know how they try to test your vision. This motherfucker get the marker, put it in front of my nose, start moving real fast. Like, come on, man. You fucking with me now. All right, Mr. Jackson. All my sister still laying out there. Just don't ever fuck Carrollton police, man. Jeremy Sean, Pat Williams, what up, bro? I just had to get that story out. We got Ray Ayalew come in, man. She is the author of I Am Not a Mother. I'm very excited to have this conversation with her. Speaking of, I read you know how you read the back of the book. Hey, ever bullshit a book report? Hey, ever bullshit a book report and just read the back of it like, I'm finna be like, I'm finna summarize it. Bruh.
What?
So I did that with her. Like, I said, send me the back of it. I ain't never read the book. I said, send me the back of it. We gonna cheat today. Just what I got off of it, I'm interested for this conversation. Because if you start looking at, especially, I'm not in the dating world per se, anything like that, but you see all your homies that may be still in the dating world, and
right?
They be seeming spooked by these women, and just to. I'm sure women probably feel the same about men today. You know what I mean? But just even looking now, you see everything that happened on IG, on social media. You know what I mean? You start to looking like, what's wrong with people right now?
No, I ain't jealous of none of my women friends. At all, fam. At all.
But when you look at stuff like that, Rashad, whatever, bro. When you looking at stuff like that, it makes you wonder, like, what happened between those years, those adolescent years, those teen years, those times when those morals should have been instilled. Like, what happened?
Man, the internet happened. Clout chasing happened. Likes happened.
I ain't never had a tool I've never seen a tool. Hi, Rey. Hi, Rey. How you doing this morning?
Can I sit right
Yeah,
here?
you can sit wherever you want. You sit wherever you want. I was just starting to kind of go into your book. I don't even know if that was what it was. I told my cheater, like, on book reports. You ever did a book report, and you go to the back, like, you ain't read it.
Okay, so that's where you're going. Okay.
And you go to the back of, you be like, boom, I know what this motherfucker about. I got this. I'm finna make this A on this. Even though I make a C, I'm happy. Oh, you got the headphones on. Huh?
You got to strap higher.
I'm just saying, every time, when you was playing ball and everything. Yeah, we ready for paintball today, bro. Shout out to Pat Williams, man, of the Baltimore Ravens, man. We all ready for paintball. But I wanted you to introduce yourself, because I'm ready to talk about this book.
Whew. Okay. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right. So my book is I Am Not My Mother. And honestly, like, it really exists to say that there's something to be said about learning from our past experiences, right? Like, when we start unpacking, like, our stories. And I remember reading this book called Boundaries by Dr. Henry Cloud, and he was saying our first formative relationships shape our entire lives. Mm-hmm. So when you think about your partner, right, you either, like, for y'all either choosing someone that's like your mama or the opposite of your mama, depending on the relationship that you have, right? And so, anyway, I was at a point in my life where I was like, I could see that my past experiences created negative responses in me. Like, I was being reactive to them, if that makes sense. So I was angry. I had zero patience. Like, I had trouble committing. I was kind of a toxic friend at times, too, just because of all the different experiences that I had lived, right? Mm-hmm. And so anyway, so I got to a point where I was like, let me try to start to unpack my story, and let me try to figure out some patterns, or, like, is there something I need to learn from, or that could shift me in a different way? And the pattern I kept seeing was my mother, like, the direct connection back to her. And so I was like, her and I had a distant relationship then. So I was like, maybe this could be our bridge. Like, maybe if I can start being transparent with her about who I am and what I am and all those things that have made me the way that I am, maybe we can use that as a bridge to each other. And so the title is ironic. So the title is I'm Not My Mother, because honestly, like, after all of this, I realized not only am I very similar to her, I want to be. Like, there are things about her that I want to carry, and yeah.
So and that's kind of it's interesting, because we were kind of touching on that. We were saying we don't envy people that's dating right now, because you hear all these horror stories. You be like, yeah, these women crazy. Oh, these niggas crazy. You hear all of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like, what's putting us in this spot now? You know what I mean? Like, and it's always nurture. Absolutely. Nature and nurture is crazy. Like, if I'm hanging around savages all the time, probably gonna be a savage.
Absolutely.
So, speaking on your book, and you talking about past experiences, how hard was that to looking at? Because you have to look in the mirror.
I think that's, like, the most important question. So I have people that are reaching out that's like, man, you wrote this book. I'm an aspiring author. Like, do you have any advice for me? And I was like, writing took 3-4 months. The emotional toll this took on me is really what took me the year, because it was like you unpack you look at things that you like, damn, am I really this person?
Yeah.
Or like, has this really affected me like in a way that I didn't expect? And so it was taxing, you know, and honestly, so I'm regularly in therapy now, and
Hold on, stop. You say you're in therapy now?
Yeah, for sure.
Do you recommend it for? I don't know.
Man,
Treat.
stop being black people that don't want to go. Take your ass to
Man,
therapy.
Look.
I do have therapy. It's called Road Up. Nah,
That's the other side.
Listen, that is a form of therapy too.
See?
But I do think there's something to be said. There's something to be said about like, so my therapist, right? Like I like kind of brain dump, right? And then she kind of pieces it together and gives it back to me in a way that's like, you can use this for something.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like she repurposes my thoughts and stuff.
Right.
So I think that's the point.
No, and I do agree. I think everybody, especially in our I don't like saying black because black is not a race, it's a color. So our melanated culture, I think we all need somebody to get that stuff off of.
Unbiasedly. You need an unbiased opinion because like if I talk to my mama, right, she's gonna be on my side. I can do no wrong.
Hell no, my mama ain't always on my side. I be mad.
If it's you against somebody else, she gonna choose you.
My mama always choosing Misi's side.
Okay, well then that makes sense.
But okay,
that makes sense.
Okay, and I feel you on the unbiased, but who's to say that advice is even the correct advice?
Facts. The thing I appreciate about my therapist, though, y'all, is really the fact of she brings it back to, like, the way your brain works. Like, bring me back to something that's not just feelings. Like, bring me back to some science behind it. Like, I was saying something about, like, after I got into an argument, I was craving something sweet. And she was like, that's your body's stress response. When we get in stressful situations, we either like, crave something salty or something sweet. And that's a natural like a...
Natural response.
Yeah.
So how impactful was your therapist in writing this book?
I don't think I could have done it without her. Because
Did she know you were writing it?
No.
Okay.
And she kind of told me not to. Because she was basically saying that, like, one of the things that kind of fuels me is achieving, right? Like, if you give me a goal, even if I'm not committed to the goal, I'm going to make sure I go above and beyond. I'm just competitive that way.
Right.
And so she was saying that, like, it's great that you're having these thoughts. It's great that you're having all these feelings, but you don't have to achieve something for it to be valid. Like, you could just feel this stuff and talk to your mom and whatever and just do it. Right. And I was like, yeah, I don't want to do that. I want to write it.
It's encouraging to see that you as a person, especially as a creative, because this is a creative piece of work, to be honest. Because especially with the world we live in, we in a clap situation. Everybody won't clap. Everybody lying. Ain't nobody being real about shit right now. And it's a mirror into how it's everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not saying you gonna be like that, you like that, but for the most part, who can I trust? When we start thinking about the younger generation, because I think when you're talking about 20-something, 30-something year old, it's hard to change that person. You are who you are more than likely. Yeah, you can probably grow and mature and evolve, but for the most part, your tendencies is gonna be your tendencies. Mm-hmm. I think books like this are for the younger generation because I think it's one of those things where for me, it puts you in a position of let me open my mouth because closed mouth don't get fed. I need to talk to this person. Mm-hmm. Maybe try to draw something else out. Do you? Because I know you used to be a teacher, right? She didn't tell us that. She didn't tell us that. She used to be a teacher.
I wear many hats.
See, did you see yourself? How many situations did you see with not even just with daughters, but young sons out there who may have been struggling? How many situations did you see where a book like this could have helped them?
So a couple. So to your question, a lot. Like I really feel like our culture is beautiful in a lot of ways, but it has some deficits. Like to be honest, like I think in the sense of, I can speak to like specifically with like black moms and daughters. Like I remember there was like this Madame New York article that came out that was talking about the brokenness between black moms and black daughters specifically, right? Like we want to ride for each other, and there are things that only a black mother could be able to navigate a black daughter through. Right. But there's a disconnect. You know what I mean? And so it's like, for nothing else, like, to be honest, like, this book is really not even just about my mother and I. Like, it really is me trying to dig through and resurface things that I needed to find healing from, you know? But the backdrop was my relationship with my mother, because I kept seeing the connection. Like, Maya Angelou has this quote that says, like, a mother, in an eerily way, a mother is the gap between the known and the unknown. And with Black women and mothers specifically, like, we have a gap between us, and it's like my mother is the one that's going to be able to unlock this for me, but I have a disconnect with her, with the one thing that's going to get me where I need to be. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so I see that even as young as, so I taught kindergarten, and I could see the disconnect as young as that, right? Like, something happens at school, Miss Betty, please don't tell my mom, please don't. Like, why? Because it's going to go straight to reaction or punishment or whatever. We're not having a conversation. Right. So now it's like my mama is somebody to fear. She's not somebody to talk through. I talk all the time, like, I don't know if I'm going to spank my kids.
But you know what?
Like,
and I'm glad, because I think that's why it's these days it's almost scary not to have both man and female in the house, because I see it all the time. That male figure, they especially with young boys, they not so much fear, but they understand their authority. I'm only gonna say it one time. You hear that voice. Sometimes I ain't got. I just stand up. They be like, "Yeah, all right, he ain't playing. God dang." But with that mom, she unnurtured. She unnurtured, and she didn't have that baby in that belly. Yeah. So it's gonna be harder for that mom to get on that ass. Yeah. So she gonna say it a couple times. Do this, do that, do this, do that. Speaking into this book, did you grow up in dual household?
No, I didn't. Well, I guess so. My grandfather kind of stepped up and was like the father figure in my life. So I guess so.
So with this, let's talk about this. That's kind of geared towards that. Can we? Mm-hmm. Okay. Because when we speak about our households, and we spoke about this all the time, there's a lack of male presence in society, period. Yeah. And that's by design. You look at the system and how everything is being geared towards us. Yeah, that's what they want. Yeah. Even the classrooms, and I think you can probably agree with this, the classrooms are set up, I feel like, more for women's success than it is for males. Mm-hmm. I think we learn differently. We need to be, we want to move and we want to learn by hands, where you sit here and read a book to me, I'm going to look at you 30 minutes into it, I'm like, man, bah, I'm hitting you with a rubber band or something. Yeah. You know what I mean? Go into that, you writing this book and having that, not necessarily having that voice, because you did say you had your grandfather there.
Yeah, but it's still not the same. I mean, we can kind of agree to that. Right. Like, yeah.
So, like, go into that writing in this book. How different do you think this book would have been if that was different? And maybe the struggles that brought out, that came about, even to inspire you to write this book.
Yeah. It's interesting. So there's a chapter in there called Father's Pursuit, right? And for my story specifically, kind of wrapping my grandfather into it. So I'm from Ethiopia. I'm originally from Ethiopia. My mom and my dad were both living together when we were in Ethiopia. And when I was 4, my mom like literally packed her and I up and moved. And it was like one day I was in Ethiopia with my parents, and the next day it was just her and I in this new country, you know? And so there was a disconnect there with my father for a really long time, and my mom came to the States for the covering of my grandfather. So she like fled Ethiopia to be here to get away from my dad, and then my grandfather kind of swooped in and was like the saving grace. The ironic part is that was the first time they had seen each other in over 2 decades. Damn. You know what I mean? So there was a disconnect with them, and so I talk about in the book that, you know, I didn't see my dad for almost 2 decades. Yeah. So it was like history repeating itself in a sense or whatever. And so, ironically enough, for this book, the kind of the void for my mom that my mom and I both felt kind of helped us navigate those feelings together, if that makes sense. Yeah. So in an ironic way, it ended up being better for the book, if that makes sense. But definitely, like, experiencing it is hard, and we didn't really even understand that like connection until he had passed. Yeah. And then my mom was like, I never told you this. I mean, when we started writing this book, she was like, I never told you this, but I constantly craved the relationship that y'all had. And I was like, why her? Like, why did she get that? I needed a dad, you know? And my mom was like, you know, and I'm not supposed to say this, but like, I'm a little jealous. Like, you got a second chance, I didn't, you know?
Yeah.
And so it's complicated. Dads are like glue, you know what I mean? And so it's, yeah.
And it's no wonder that you see them really taking men out of the equation.
Facts.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like that's we was talking about, you know, just the community in itself and why we can't be in politics, and I know that has nothing to really do with it right now. But you don't. There's those strong male leaders aren't there anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's crazy. We got Ray in the building, man. Yeah, I'm loving this
Got
conversation. Nah, that's what we want. That's what we want. Because if for me, you know, being an artist, being a creative, like it's hard. You ever just go out to the club and you just bored as hell as soon as you get in there, because it's like it's not what you want. I mean wanting to have conversations.
Yeah.
Like Dallas don't have no spots where the music just at a certain level where you can still have. I ain't got to yell for a conversation.
Now, you know how old we sound, though? Because every time I go somewhere, I'm like, why is it so loud?
It's not even that though, because
But it's like I
the loud
can't
music.
talk to other people with it being this loud.
It's not that. It's just once you woke to the system, shit just not the same no more.
That's true.
It's hard to get into that. It's hard to get into the mood of let's just bring our hair down, because I'm always thinking about something like, I hear this shit, you hear this bullshit in this music, like I hear everything now. Nothing.
Yeah.
I can't. It's hard for me to enjoy the moment unless I'm just around like family and just good friends, because I guess I'm always master planning or something like that.
Okay.
But it's not a bad thing. Huh?
I mean, balance. Everything.
Don't be crazy, Tree. Now, how long did it take you to write this?
A year. But to be real, my whole life. But,
Right.
you know, a year.
How differently do you think this book would have been, say you tried to write this when you was 18? Because I think
What was I going to be talking about?
Don't
Feelings.
forget.
All the feelings.
But just like you said, you can't discount feelings like that. You know what I mean? Because even at kindergarten, they scared for their mama to get that news now. Because I know when I get that news from KJ, he ain't look. How you do? What happened in school today? Oh, that was good. And then what really happened? He get real quiet because they know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they're just because he's 8 or just because they're young ones too, don't mean they don't go through stress or anything like that. So they may not be able to explain it or to translate it.
Yeah.
But if you were able to go into their head, hell, we got how much interesting stuff we probably have.
That's a good point. We can't discount which phase you're at.
Right.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. Yeah. It would have definitely been a different narrative. Like, honestly, I speak a little bit about, like, there was a resentment I had for my mother, you know, going into this. Like, honestly, this kind of started as a selfish kind of mission, was like, let me kind of list all the ways that you, like, can I cuss on here?
Yeah.
The way that you fucked me up. Like, let me communicate with you
So
how
you
you
went on
fucked
a
me.
rant.
For sure. And so when I started listening to her story, I was like, okay, that sounds so familiar.
Started to see the parallels.
Yeah, and it kind of was like, you start to see the human, and I'm like, dog. So when I thought about it, so my mom, I read a little bit about it, like, I told y'all we moved from Ethiopia here, right? So when we moved from Ethiopia here, she was transitioning continents, right? Barely spoke English, but was like, I gotta make a new life in a new country.
Right.
Was going to a place that she hasn't seen this man, this father, in 20 years, right?
That's scary.
She was 25. Like, and I'm sitting here judging you for, like, dog, like, yeah. It's you start to see the human, and you're like, what is this resentment? At 18, Ray was mad. Like, Ray was resentful as hell. At, 30, it's like, okay, we can
talk about
heal.
it.
Yeah, like, she's a human.
So after releasing this book, I'm sure that the conversation had to come between you and mom. Has it came yet?
The resentment?
Well, I mean, she's ready to.
Oh, yeah. Everything in here she already knows. What's crazy is when I first started, I wrote a letter to her. And I put it in the book. But I wrote a letter to her just kind of saying, like, let me just lay it all out because it's going to come out anyway.
Right, let's kind of hold that thought.
Yeah.
You know what? You ever dated a girl like back in high school, and she was like texting me, Go listen to the song. That's how I feel right now. Was that you?
Yes.
See, you be like, I don't want to listen to Beyonce right now. Like,
it could be anything, but yes,
Lord,
yes. I think that's a life skill,
right? What, Beyonce or relating
it back to like a song, or just being able to identify exactly what you feel.
Sometimes you don't have the words.
Listen. Sometimes you don't have the words.
Go ahead, what you say outside.
But anyway, so I wrote her a letter just letting her know, like, kind of like, I resent you, and these are the things that I feel, but there's a love for you that I have, and I want to explore that. And she responded, and she was honest. She was like, the first thing I felt was sadness. Like, how could you think these things of me? You know, whatever. So, yeah, she knows. She knows. And it's not out yet, so I don't know if she's going to feel, it's out on July 16th, but I don't know if she's going to feel differently once, you know, like, let's be real, like, I was raised on, like, our business is our business, like,
right.
We keep our business at home.
Like
so as soon as I think some people, you know, grasp some business of ours, I don't know if she's going to feel differently, I'm going to be honest, but right now she's cool.
If you were mentoring a 10-year-old, and you know she was having a hard time with her mom, because I think that, and a lot of the times is you can't really help it, because you see so many single parents right now, mm-hmm. or the other parent may be wherever, but if there's just not a lot of time that you have with your kids these days. I mean, we talk about all the time. How long we at work? If you working a 9 to 5, you there for what? 8 to 12 hours sometimes.
Yeah.
That kid is at school how long?
5 hours.
Then you got maybe 4 hours with that child? Really, one to sit down, because you got to make dinner. You got to make sure they bathe. Make sure your ass is bathed. Hope you bathe.
Homework. Yeah, all of it. Yeah.
So you're not even able to break down your day with that child.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you do see that disconnect. Again, I always say it's by design. What we're going through right now is not by coincidence. The people that control us, they want to control our community, because if we would ever be on one accord as a people, do you know how powerful we would be? Just even giving us our history back. Do you understand how powerful we would be? So you talking about disconnecting a child from their parent just on a daily basis. If you had a child that you were mentoring, let's say about like 10, early teens, preteen, what type of advice would you give them as far as reaching out to that parent?
So I would say, don't go about it the way that I tried it. I think the forceful, seek to understand, basically. Right. Like, there's something to be said of the fact that your parent has lived at least 2 decades or so more than you have, right? Like, there's some wisdom there, right? Like, right. Sometimes, I remember the best advice I've ever gotten was, like, say whatever you need to say, but make sure the other person can hear you, right? So there has to be some type of, like, empathy and understanding that you have going into it. So, like, just listen. Yeah. Just try to understand, try to see the human, you know? It's not excusing anything, because I mean, I think parents are doing the best that they can, and they don't always get it right? So there is some like hurts and things that happen, but just listen. Probably be the best advice.
It's so hard. Me and Josiah was talking about that before you walked in, as far as social media and how much social media affects things. And I feel like it's a gift and a curse. Like, it's a curse because we all know all the ills that come with it. You know, it's people trying to outlive a moment in time. Literally, these pictures be happening are a moment in time. Or sometimes they even digitally fixed. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? They retouch, or they throw themselves some gold on there or something. I've literally seen it.
Yeah, but also we can look at it as a gift and a curse because we've lived life before it.
Right. True.
You know what I mean? The thing that I'm worried about, these babies are coming into this world with Instagram pages, mm-hmm. right? So like, I'm not saying that's bad or don't give your baby an Instagram page, but it's a different world.
There needs to be balance.
It's a different world now.
There needs to be balance.
Because go ahead.
Now, I was going to say, I've seen something online before that said that we are the greatest generation of dealing with technology. Because our parents they were analog.
Right.
Yeah.
We came from that and we seen this whole digital change of everything, right?
Yeah.
The ones under us, all they know is this.
Yeah.
They can't survive in that old world.
We're the
And
hybrids.
the ones before us really can't survive in this new world.
Right.
But we got the balance of both.
Right.
I got that same fear, you know what I'm saying, for the youngsters.
It's scary because you look at the younger generation and you speak about morals and all these different things. Well, just how just think about the kids who didn't maybe only had one parent in the house. They was raised by the Claire Huxtables or you were raised by who else was good fathers growing up on TV?
Carl Winslow.
You think Carl was alright?
He was a good dad.
Yeah,
He was kind of goofy, but
yeah, Uncle Phil, even though he was rich ass, his values were probably the same. But everybody has
okay, I
you know
love
what I mean?
his dad.
You know what I mean?
My
You
man
got
got
those
two
little
jobs.
examples.
Yeah.
But now everybody getting raised by, like we said, what's on their phones. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's scary.
That's scary.
I mean, all these schools are teaching their curriculum through rap lyrics for a reason. Like, you know all the words to whoever, Lil, whatever, but you still don't know how to read. You know what I mean? So, I mean, yeah. The culture is shifting. But, I mean, our parents would thought that the culture shifting when we were younger was just, like, so absurd, too. Like, they were just like, no, like, everything was better, you know, in my day or whatever. So, like, every generation is going to feel that. Every generation is going to feel that their day was the day, and we missed out.
But I don't even think it's a conversation of my generation is better. I think it's more so much of how, like, you know, community. It's not about. I don't care. I can give two shits about what generation is better. I literally care about us coming together as a community because I feel like we are holding on that by a thread as far as being completely overtaken. I do think we're in the age of enlightenment because that's why that's that gift of social media or technology, because it's if you have a person that's woke, it's a tool. It's so much information and you got so many people that's putting those dots together for us. But if you don't ever get that enlightenment, you basically living, like I said, you chasing a image. Mm-hmm. Everybody competing off an image. It's all materialistic. Or the woman you want. The woman, half these IG models, you ain't gonna see that walking down the street, and you ain't gonna have no chance to get it. Just being honestly speaking. But is that really what you want? But that's what we chasing as younger generation. And especially when you only got, if you have, I'm not my mother, or I'm not my father situations. You know what I mean? They got something's raising them, and that's why I say that I'm scared, man. I'm scared, and I don't want to sound like no punk, but bruh.
I think we don't. So you started to do a little bit. Like, I don't think we talk enough about kind of like the benefits of the way that things are now. You know what I mean? Like, we're more connected than we've ever been. Like, when we think about just Black excellence, like, I feel like we're breaking barriers in so many different arenas. Like, there's power in the way that, I mean.
Do you think we're more connected, or do you think because we have these phones it seems that way? Because there's nothing new under the light.
It works both ways. We're more connected, but more isolated.
Very much
at the same
so.
time.
But like anything else, like a tool is how you use it. Exactly. It could be a weapon or it could be of use. You know what I mean? Like resourceful. So it's like I can keep up with family in a different continent, and I still feel connected to family that I'm not necessarily able to talk to every day. Right.
Right.
That's a tool. Right. I could,
chase an image.
But I it's hard for me. I feel like. Because if you look at the 60s, you look at the 50s, you look at the 40s, 30s, 20s, when you had the Black Wall Streets, before that feminism kicked in the 60s and all those different programs that destroyed the communities. Even though we didn't have these phones, we were connected like a month. You had a community where my son can go down the street, and if he did something, I'm gonna know about it.
Yeah.
And they were gonna watch over him. You know what I mean? It was you had a community of the Black Panthers where they was doing free lunches. They were taking care of the people who didn't have that other father or that mother, or they needed help. I don't see that much. You may see it, but again, as much as communication that we have, I would expect to see more of that.
I think we're talking about like two different measures of connection though. Like I think we're talking about like quantity over quality. Like so you're talking about like when you say that's a village, right? Like that's like we're raising each other's children, like we're mindful of each other in this place. Like, you know, we're in community in that way is different than to say the outreach of your phone, right? Like something can go viral and can reach further than your village. You know what I mean? And so there's something to be said about both.
It is. But even now, I think it's individuals. You have an individual, like I said, you can do 5 individuals. It's gonna be hard to beat a team. You know what I mean? I would rather. That's why we go back to the Jews and the Asians. As strong, is quiet as they are, they the one of the strongest, especially in America today. I remember I go back to the experience I had going when I was eating donuts. Still, this is what 2 years ago when I was eating donuts, maybe a year ago.
I feel like I've seen you eat donuts.
Nah, I ain't no goddamn donut. Akila, what up? Nah, but you go in, obviously, the number 8 is in there working, and then the air conditioner broke. Walk in, goddamn, why so hot in here? Guess who fixing it?
I believe it.
And so it's we got all the way off the subject, but it still all ties in. You know what I mean? It's just, you know, watching out for that younger generation and what's happening with that next generation. After you drop this, so you dropping on July 16th. Where's it gonna be available at?
Amazon.
That's it?
Yep.
You gonna do it on? I can't do like e-read.
Oh, you can e-read it on Amazon.
Oh, it gotta be through
Yeah,
Amazon.
you gotta do Kindle,
Kindle,
which is Amazon.
What about Google? I'm a Google man. I don't
Are you? Maybe I'll branch out.
Yeah,
I mean,
a Google man all day. Be you in? What up?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're still growing, so you know, you can make it.
I'm sure this is.
I'll get your cards for me.
Yeah, I need that. I'm sure you. What's next after this? Because
Tree, I feel like we vibing this morning.
I mean, that's my
mean?
job. That's my job. We supposed to get that connection.
So, last summer I shot. I guess I could say it's like a mini docu series. And I shot some mothers and daughters sitting down and having some honest conversations.
I love that cover.
Thanks for the love. But anyway, so I shot some mothers and daughters sitting down on the couch having some honest conversations. Have y'all seen like Black Love Doc? Y'all know what that is?
I've heard of it.
Okay. Look, black men like, what?
What's that?
Black Love Doc is like this series that Oprah has on her network that like it's basically the same thing, but it's couples. Like black married couples sit down and talk about the realities of marriage and all that. So we kind of did the same thing, but mothers and daughters. And it's intense. So I'm going to, after this book is out, I'm going to start releasing some teasers, and then we'll try to start pushing out a docuseries.
I bet that is. Like, you tell look, I'm on your ass right there in front of you with the cameras out.
Y'all, and I ask open-ended questions because I'm like, you could take this as deep or surface level as you want to.
We always say that.
And they chose deep, y'all. It was like, the whole crew was balling. Like, every mother-daughter duo we had, and they ranged. So we had like a couple new moms that this is their first kid. Their baby is less than a year old. They're still trying to figure it out. And then we have mothers of kids that are going into college that are, you know, trying to navigate that. We have mother-daughter duos that the mother didn't raise the daughter and then are now in their adulthood trying to figure it out. Yeah.
That's
generational. There's like a mother, granddaughter, and a daughter.
Now I got to be a man right now. Where we at? Where we at with this? Where we at with it? We gonna be on this?
Hey, you know what's crazy? I feel like I've had that conversation with so many men. They're like, "Listen, I support you and all, but it feel real."
Look, I feel a little excluded out right now.
And you know what it is though? Like, I really feel like this conversation. Y'all have mothers. I mean, you have wives. Like, I really feel like for Black women specifically, if we don't create the space for us to have these conversations, there is no space to have them. So I think like I'm cool taking this one and being like, y'all not included.
You Okay.
Like we figuring it out right now.
And I love that. But Keela said, when is that coming out? That documentary.
I'm gonna start releasing that the first teaser mid-August.
Okay.
So check the Instagram. It's at I am not my mother book.
Now I'm glad you said that. This is not attacking you at all.
No.
I'm on online on YouTube. Have you ever heard of black women raising their daughters and loving their sons? Have you ever heard of that phrase?
I've heard it once. Maybe once.
And the only reason because when you say that, you say having our space, I think it kind of ties in. You heard of it before, haven't you?
What you mean? I say it.
But
I have nothing but brothers. I'm the only girl. It's a difference.
It is. It's a big difference. T-Jones, we've talked about that before.
Yeah, I've talked about that.
It's a big difference, and that's why I say, where we at with this? Because maybe I need make me go and put my Dr. Phil out, girl. No, seriously, because it goes to again where we're at when you start talking about dating today. It's people talking about. I hear homies talking about they dates and stuff like that, and I don't envy them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't envy them because you hear the stories. It seems like it is a book out there, and you start thinking about why are people? Because it's not just women, it's men too. We done fucked up creatures. But I think it's both sides.
Yeah.
And you start asking yourself, okay, we know the disparity when you're talking about men being in the household. But we know it's just a lot of situations where they're just not in the household. Or the ones that maybe they are in the household. What's causing this right now? What's getting us to this point where we're struggling to put together a village because nobody don't even want to get married. Or people just dating or just fucking, whatever that is. Like, that's what it is. Like, why aren't we being raised? Why aren't we being cuddled? And that's the only reason I said that, because we don't be forgetting about it.
And honestly though, like, and all jokes aside, like when we think about, when we're talking about like unpacking your experiences, like all of that, like I feel like that goes across the board, right? Like men deserve that same space to unpack their experiences and try to figure out, like, okay, what can I learn? What can I repurpose from this?
Being in a relationship,
mm-hmm.
I seen that rock in your hand. Being in a relationship, my bad, bro.
Rock done broke your camera.
Being in a relationship, and having those past experiences, how do you feel like that's affected you in your relationship, and as far as the growth and evolving to even getting that rock?
Listen, it's a journey. I'm gonna keep saying this: relationships are a marathon. They're not a sprint.
Yep.
Listen, I saw it on your hand too. Like, man, I talk about this in this book too. Like, so part of my journey was I realized, like, unpacking was realizing one of my vices was reassurance, and specifically reassurance from men. And it doesn't even mean about like physically. I just mean even just like having men think I'm interesting or like, you know what I mean, attractive or whatever it is, like needing that validation. And I think I dated with that intention in my past. Like, I wanted to be validated by this other person I was with, and with like growth and maturity, I think now that's not, I want partnership, you know what I mean? Like, I want like someone else to sharpen me, like But
once you get that partner, you still want validation.
Oh yeah, for sure. It just looks
away.
different. It just looks different. Because honestly, like at the end of the day, like I'm my own metric. Like I want to say I'm good. You know what I mean? So I think that I would say is a healthy place to be when you join a partnership. So I feel like I'm in a good place now. I'm glad it happened now.
What is it about that validation? I mean, I think we all as human beings like to be validated.
I mean, y'all was killing Aisha Curry for saying that. I just want to bring that up.
There's a time and place for that. And not
it was not.
Platform ain't the place for it.
Okay, so was that the beef?
Though.
Was that the issue? Was it because she
y'all
said
read
it?
the rest of the article though?
Did y'all watch the interview?
No.
I watched the interview.
I read what
she
said, like off the record though.
You gotta watch the
Crazy,
interview though. In context, you're right. It may not Is that your real beef though? That she said it
I
out
don't think it
loud?
was that bad.
No. I'm not
I
tripping off
personally don't
that.
think it was that bad.
I just don't
okay.
think that was the place for that, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She didn't really say
No.
that, though.
I'm talking about what she said.
Oh, okay. So I ain't read. If she got out of tune and they got,
She said that was like, whoa. That was just the tip of the iceberg, though. But I don't know if that was said on the show or was just in transcript. I'm not
Yeah,
100%
because
sure.
I feel like she didn't even say, even the thing that she got killed for was in passing. Like, I feel like when I watched it, I didn't even really hear that part until it became a thing, and I had to rewatching it. Yeah, I was like, did she? Oh, I didn't know it was that deep.
I mean, this is my thing.
Let's be
this
real.
is my thing, and I'm on the only reason I feel like the only reason I can kind of relate is I played ball. If you play, especially you play college ball, you play high school ball, you understand. Literally, when I played to college, my coach used to say, "Tell your girlfriends bye." Like straight up, tell your girlfriends bye. So if you was committed, you had a girlfriend. What you away from them? And basketball season is long. You start in August, and you don't stop till March. That's over half the year. So you talking about in a professional level? Mm-hmm. I can see anybody longing for some attention, and credit Jada Pinkett Smith for asking the right questions. I don't think she intentionally went out to
pull that
out, but she asked the right questions. You ask the right questions, hell, that's what's gonna come out.
And people just share what's really on the surface of their heart, right? Like, I don't know if she was just thinking that or something had just happened, but something like, you know what I mean? Like, when you sit down and somebody's like, hey, how you doing? You gonna say the first thing that comes out, right? Like, man, my job, and that might have been on the
Can
I read it?
Look,
one of y'all two can read that if you like.
Jada Pinkett Smith put them bottles away before she put the cameras on. Put them bottles away. We got them drunk already.
Let her read this passage that the girl
This
said.
is not what she said.
That's what I'm saying. That wasn't on
Courtney,
air,
what
though.
up, Darryl? What up?
That wasn't on air, though.
What'd she say? Okay.
That wasn't on
I was
air.
hooked
I
on
did
phonics.
not hear that.
They said, no,
I
y'all
was
just
hooked
heard
on phonics.
They said, y'all just heard the tip of the iceberg. They
Is
said
that what it was?
Yeah.
Steph and I have a great marriage, first and foremost. We've got 3 beautiful quick kids. We're
What
perfect,
is his
though.
voice?
We have our ups and downs, but the beauty of our marriage is the ability to keep it real. I recently told Steph to his face, you haven't been doing it for me in a long time. I haven't been as sexually satisfied. Ooh.
Yeah,
She did
see
not
how he
say
stopped?
that.
She didn't say that on air.
This was what got out where?
She didn't say that on
Where
air.
did it come out?
Somebody
This is like on
found
the
those-
camera or
You know how
something?
they edit stuff on the shows and whatnot? Yeah.
She didn't say that.
She didn't say
She didn't say it
that.
on. She didn't say
Nah,
that on.
man.
Nowadays, if
Man.
you don't have the audio,
He said-
you don't have the video.
Nah,
it didn't
saying what
happen,
they-
man.
That's what a lot of
I'm not
people
saying.
on.
I'm not
You hear
saying
what
it's
they're
impossible.
That's
accusing
why
my
she
girl
said
of-
it wasn't that bad. Man, you see what she was saying? But it wasn't on air. It wasn't on that show, though. She didn't say that on air.
What in the hell?
I need to see
She
proof.
talks too much, man.
You think she really said that?
I'm just showing you what.
I think they was really outing kind of each other
Yeah, there
on
was
that
some-
episode
there
a
was
little
some things
bit.
going on,
Like
though,
his
man.
sister drinking. Like, I was like, dang, you not have to
Bro.
tell everybody that she's
But
an
you know-
alcoholic.
You know, Steph is her only, though, right?
Right.
Her only, but she ain't Steph's only.
Did we know that? Wasn't it like
I mean, I think
15?
people assume that, though. You know what I'm talking about?
I ain't getting into
You're
that.
right. We have never really asked.
Look, man. I ain't gonna get into that, man. I ain't gonna get into that. He is an NBA player, but I ain't. I'm not.
You ain't
gonna
gotta say
get into
nothing
that.
else.
I ain't gonna get into
He's
that.
chill.
Black men don't cheat.
That's
There you go.
okay. Let's talk about that though. Let's talk about
Black
that.
men don't cheat.
Let's talk about that. Let me, on behalf of all black women, say that we are very irritated by that.
Why? Because I what?
Change the narrative.
Is that what the purpose is?
That's what it is.
Okay.
I would look.
So changing, if you saying this is a change of narrative
Yeah, it's
campaign,
not- United
I'm
Front.
100% for
It's-
it.
Look,
You know what it
it's
comes off
It's a
as?
statement and it's a warning. It's saying black men don't cheat. It's just saying, change the narrative.
Yeah.
We are loyal people.
united
But it's saying
front.
Is that what
black
y'all was
men
saying?
don't cheat. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause
Okay.
You know
A
that
united front.
Okay.
there's some
You
lost
clean that
souls
up.
out there.
You clean that up.
It's all about having a united
know.
front.
But let me tell you what it
what it
comes
is.
off as. What it comes off as is we're dismissing what has actually happened to multiple black women,
Right.
which is getting cheated on. Blah, blah.
It goes back to nip death. I'd rather have a narrative of Dr. Sebi than black on black crime.
Oh no, I'm
United front.
cool. I'm cool. As long as we're saying that it's changing the narrative and we're not dismissing what.
Let's argue in the house. Let's argue in the house. There's no more arguing in public, man. We gotta already start wrapping this thing up. We had some good conversation today.
Yeah, I gotta let me come back.
See, I've been trying to get you here.
Tree, don't act. Please don't act. Y'all know I know him off air, right? Okay. Tree,
I've
this is
been
my
trying to
boy.
get her.
So I know you off air. Stop acting.
Look.
I'm just saying.
That's all right. I'm gonna tell it. I'm gonna tell it on the mountain, over the hills, and everywhere. I'm gonna tell it
Don't
over
you
the
lie.
mountains. Look, man. Let's start wrapping this thing. I think we've touched so many. Who you like basketball, right?
Yeah.
Who your squad?
I mean, it depends on the season.
We can't have this conversation.
I'm more like a player fan.
She don't know what happened last night.
Exactly.
You know what happened last
I
night?
watched.
What happened last night?
It was a game on last night.
Because John had the game wrong. No. So she don't know what happened.
I really don't know what happened last night.
Yeah. We talked about so much today, man. However you want to summarize this thing, so we like to summarize it up. Whatever you want to say, you want to do some promo on the book, do the promo on the book. Whatever you want to do.
Follow me, the Mr. David, on Twitter, Instagram. Unity over protest. Black men don't cheat.
Hey. Right.
You know what? I'm Not My Mother is out July 16th. And follow the Instagram page at I Am Not My Mother Book. We'll also be promoting.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know you had that. Why you ain't follow me?
Okay, well, I will now.
Dang.
Dang.
John, what's up, John? We beefing over here.
Come on now, Steph Curry, y'all stop it.
And Black Men Don't Cheat. That's the last thing I want to say.
Where can we follow you
At I Am Not My Mother Book. So we're gonna also preview the docuseries too. So stay tuned.
Okay. And that's on
Instagram,
Facebook, on everything.
All of
I Am
it.
Not My Mother Book.
Yes.
DFWiRadio, all platforms.
I'm gonna say this, man. We touched on so much today. First, I'm gonna say is if you got kids, like I said, we don't get a lot of time with our kids. Make sure we are at least reaching out, just having a conversation. Every day with my son, when I pick him up from daycare or school, whatever. How was your day? What you do today? I'm trying to probe. Because eventually one day it could be that one day I don't ask and something really drastic may have happened. And if I don't ask that question, you know what I mean? He gonna be trying to deal with it by himself. I would rather help him go through that. You know what I mean? So it's just put our hands around them. That's all I got to say. This is the Pipeline. This is Sorry. Somebody controlling my other Facebook. I don't know why. I don't know how they did that. Y'all can follow me at Treetop Dallas on everything. Shout out to Candy. Candy was Candy's birthday yesterday.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Okay, happy birthday.
Happy birthday. I know she turned 30. Probably got a migraine right now. Now we out, man. Hey, I appreciate everybody listening, coming through. What else we got this weekend?
Got that meeting tomorrow.
Meeting tomorrow. Oh.
Yeah.
We got the first film getting ready to do. We got
Let's
the cast.
do it.
I'm excited. I'm just in here rambling. Man, we about to go shoot some paintballs. Y'all want to go shoot some paintballs? Mills and Ellen Freeway and Cedar Hill, man. Shout out to the homie Pat Williams, man. We out. Peace.